As a man, I accomplished more than all of them.
Mm.
And I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And
but it's just from a numerical and a statistical standpoint.
Take it some kind of way, fuck them. But the reality of it is, none of these dudes accomplished more than me.
Right.
In the music business. Now one of them, I don't care what name you say, accomplished more than me. That's facts. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Puff put on a lot of niggas too.
Man, he one nigga that turned me up, right? Peeping what he was about, and I'll never say nothing negative about Puff.
But he put a lot of niggas on though. A lot of them.
I'm not gonna deprive that he did that.
Yeah.
But
I don't get screaming name because you sold me 9 niggas, so I gotta do it.
I don't think they did more than me. And you can ask him himself. He'll vouch for it. You can ask Jay-Z himself. He'll vouch for it. They ain't accomplished more than me in this music business.
What the hell is Baby talking about?
Well, their Cash Money is responsible for, first of all, putting words in the English dictionary. So that's something that a lot of people haven't accomplished. That might sound small to some people, but to me, that's something they've accomplished. He is responsible, of course, for putting out Cash Money, the Juvie, the Manny Freshes of the world who still produce, who still make music. And at the time, the Hot Boys was the hottest thing on the street. He's also responsible for creating the career of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, who grew to be the biggest rapper of at his time when he was doing his thing and was releasing songs at a ridiculous rate. And then, of course, he was part of the creation of Young Money, which brought forth Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tyga. They all have careers now. Whether you want to grade them on whatever level you want to grade them on, they all have careers. He was responsible for that as well, regardless of what his reputation was for not paying artists or not doing this or not doing that. You can't deny his responsibility for the creation of those people. And if you look at it overall, when we talk about hip hop and the accomplishment of hip hop, you know, what he's accomplished is he's changed hip hop.
In case y'all didn't know, YouTube is not our biggest fan. They be showing our videos to some people. Sometimes they don't. Some people get notifications. Some people don't. And you know what? It's because we like to speak our opinion on this. Two guys doing a podcast. We got two very unique opinions every single time. So what we need you to do is we need you to drop a like, okay? I'm going to need you to drop a like, okay? It's going to help the algorithm, help our page get seen, help people hear our opinions, okay? Let's break the YouTube code. Drop a like right now, all right? Let's get back to the video.
He's responsible for changing hip hop.
Viewing public, if you are pro Birdman, we might be missing some comments. Put it in the comments. Thank you. I'm trying to understand why he may have made that statement, and what you were saying runs parallel with my thought process. Okay, you were saying.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I want to know how you feel when it's compared to Diddy and Jay-Z. Do you feel like that's more than Diddy and Jay-Z have done?
Well, he said, and he was very clear about saying, I've accomplished more in music, because it's very obvious that Jay-Z he left that arena a long time ago. He just steps in once in a while, says, hey, and then leaves again. Diddy, when has Diddy even put out anything music? So he was very clear about saying music. And the only thing that comes to mind musically that you just listed for Birdman is everything that Jay-Z and Diddy already did. You know what I mean? So the only thing now, again, and that's measurable, by the way, because you could look at all the artists Birdman put out, you could look at their success and what they've gone on to do, so on and so forth, and same thing with Jay, and same thing with Diddy. So that's measurable. We're not going to do that here, but comments, please. But I remember hearing, and I could be wrong, but I remember hearing that Birdman got like $100 million deal from Universal, and it was this insane deal where it was either like a 60-40 or an 80-20. It was something stupid where Birdman basically made the bulk of the money over the label. That happened. So if he is speaking to that and that alone, I gotta give it to him, because
you got to add that too. There's something else you got to add that I didn't even think about, because at the time when Birdman came out, rappers or artists having their own labels or starting off with their own labels wasn't really a big thing. Like the only other people that were really doing it were him and Jay-Z at that level at that time, Rockefeller and Cash Money. Those are the two.
But even when artists, Diddy too, the splits were not favorable to the artist. The splits would lean more towards the record label, of course, because why wouldn't it? So that's
right. That's why I could only name Jay-Z and Birdman, because they're the only two that went in with some kind of leverage.
Yeah, so that's a huge accomplishment. But I mean, apart from that, I guess you'd have to say cultural impact. Does the Cash Money imprint have more? Does that leave more of a mark on hip hop than the Rockefeller imprint? Than the
people are still
imprint?
calling their jewelry. People are still calling their jewelry their bling. To this very day. To this day. To this day, they're still calling it bling. So where do you think that came from? That came from Cash Money.
Right. So a lot of people would look at his statement and just automatically hate because it's fucking Birdman. And unfortunately, he does have a negative reputation about, like you said, not paying people. And people love Diddy and people love Jay-Z. But when you take out the outside business, Diddy, Ciroc, Revolt, Jay-Z, I'm just not even going to try to list them all, but a lot. When you take all that out and you just leave music, there might be some real validity to what he's saying, whether you like it or not. Please leave it in the comments if we're wrong. Make the case, make the argument. Personally, I want to be wrong. I want Diddy or Jay-Z to clearly stand out. I do. Call me biased, but I do. But he might be right.
Like I said, we could sit here, like you said, we could sit here and we could go over all the accolades that they each had as well. Jay-Z, as far as putting out other artists, he's not on Birdman's level. It's just that one's obvious. That was one of the knocks that Jay-Z had throughout his career, is that he was a great artist, but he could never produce another great artist. So there's that. As far as Diddy, I mean, Diddy had great artists. Diddy had a great run. He had his span. He's had things that he's did. He changed fashion in hip hop for sure, 110%. I will give him that. But if we want to talk about overall cultural impact, it is kind of a battle. But me personally, after thinking about it, I'm gonna have to give it to Birdman. I'm personally gonna have to give it to Birdman, because you talk about the greatest. If I was to ask you right now, who is the greatest male and female hip hop artist, there's a lot of people who would say Drake and Nicki Minaj, and they're both under one umbrella.
Well, viewing public, what say you? Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you think about this. Big statement, big words. I mean, he's got to follow up with something after his horrible explanation of tonguing Lil Wayne in the mouth. But leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look,
of course.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far. You have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.